He smiled when he fired my girlfriend. But he wasn't smiling when his wife got a package in the mail, filled with pictures of him cheating with 4 different women. I didn't just get even. I made sure he lost everything, his job, his wife, his reputation. If you've ever had a boss abuse their power, sabotage your life, and think they could get away with it, this one's for you. Hit that like button, subscribe for more stories of karma served cold, and get ready, because this is the kind of revenge that changes lives. Let me start with this. My old boss? He was the worst kind of man. You know the type. Type A personality. Obsessed with control. Always needed to dominate every room he walked into, professionally and personally. He ran our regional offices like a twisted little empire. He micromanaged everything down to how many pens we kept in our drawers. But what made him truly toxic was how much he loved to toy with people's lives, just for fun. To make things worse, he was married to another employee and still bragged about sleeping around. He had this disgusting hobby, taking photos of himself with his conquests while they were in the act. Yeah, you heard that right. Then, like some frat boy on a power trip, he'd show those photos off to a few selected people on the production floor. Laughing, bragging, everyone
Gloating.
hated it. But no one said a word, because if you crossed him, you were done. He had the power, and he loved using it. Now, at the time, I had just started seeing someone special. A young woman who worked at one of our branch offices across the state. We'd met during cross-office training and clicked instantly. It was a long-distance thing, but it was real. We were keeping it quiet. We knew how toxic the environment was, especially with a boss like him lurking around. But then, he found out. I don't even know how. Maybe someone slipped. Maybe he saw a message. But once he knew I was dating her, it was like flipping a switch. His fake smiles disappeared. He stopped making small talk. And I knew. This was going to get ugly. He made a business trip to her office a week later. She told me afterwards that he'd cornered her in the break room, tried to flirt, made suggestive comments, then, flat out, invited her to his hotel room. She rejected him on the spot. You'd think that would be the end of it. But no, he hated rejection, especially from someone below him. He retaliated in the worst way. The next week, she was fired. He didn't even try to hide it. Said she wasn't the right cultural fit. What he meant was she bruised his ego. I was furious, but I couldn't do anything. Not yet. I had no proof, no leverage. Just pain, and the bitter knowledge that this monster had just turned my life upside down for sport. So I waited. Months passed. On the surface, I kept my head down. Worked my hours. Didn't cause trouble. But inside, I was studying him. I remembered his trophies. Those sick photos he liked to show off. He never kept them at home. His wife might see them. That meant he kept them in his office. I just needed a way in. One Saturday, I was scheduled for overtime. It was quiet. Skeleton staff. Mostly just maintenance. And that's when luck, or maybe fate, opened the door. Literally. The cleaning lady came by and unlocked his office to vacuum. She saw me and said casually, "Hey, just close the door when you're done." I nodded, smiled, acted like I was measuring blueprints. But as soon as she left, I went to work. I went through his drawers fast but carefully. Didn't want to leave a trace. Top drawer, pens, receipts, nothing. Second drawer, office manuals. Then, bottom drawer, back corner, a thick stack of photos, 4 inches tall. I held them in my hand, heart pounding. And yep, it was him. In every single one. His face. His smirk. His stupid camera still and visible, the women in some of the mirror None of them shots. Were his wife. Dark hair. Red hair. One had a tattoo running down her back. His wife was a blonde. Straight-laced. Completely opposite. I didn't hesitate. I took the entire stack and slipped them into my bag. I waited for the right moment. A few days later, he went on another trip. It was time. I took about a dozen of the worst, most incriminating photos. Picked ones that clearly showed him and the women, with his face unmistakable. Then I drove to the town where he and his wife lived. Found the post office closest to their house. Wrote no return address. Plain envelope. I dropped it in the mailbox. Just like that, the first domino fell. 2 weeks later, whispers started. He came back from his trip looking like hell. Pale. Hair a mess. His usual cocky strut? Gone. His wife had left him. Packed up. Took the kids. Lawyered up. And when that divorce hit, it hit hard. Her attorney crushed him. She got the house, the car, the custody. Everything. Rumors swirled around the office. HR got involved. Someone reported inappropriate behavior. Then someone else. Then more. He tried to spin it. Said the photos were fake. But it didn't matter. He was done. He resigned within a month. Justice doesn't always come fast. But when it does, it's worth the wait. My girlfriend, the one he tried to break, is now my wife. We moved on. Built a life. We're happy. Peaceful. And him? He lost everything. Because he couldn't keep his ego, or his zipper, in check. Sometimes karma just needs a little nudge. If that story hit you right in the justice-loving heart, smash that like button and tell me in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe for more true stories where the bad guys don't get away with it. Because revenge? Sometimes, it's exactly what they deserve.